Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to do a quick video on my newly acquired Grom Clone. This is the little RPS Condor. I think RPS is Ricky Power Sports, so it's a deal that he's got probably built to his spec, little custom Grom Clone. Pretty cool little bike. I've only put about 20 miles on it. I've done a few mods already just to kind of show you what those are. Definitely need a little crossbar. You know, some people upgrade to the more expensive, nicer, the Pro Taper handlebars. I might do that in the future, but for now I just got this off of Amazon. I'll link the parts down below. And I've got the garage kind of cracked here because I'm going to start it up so you guys can hear it real quick, because the next mod we're going to do is get rid of this ugly little exhaust here. Another thing I did was the fender delete. So you can see it looks so much better. The factory fender slopes down all the way down here. Obviously it helps with rock and rain. I'm not going to drive it in the rain or ride it in the rain personally, so not too worried about that. Also did the mirrors. These come with the little mirrors that stand here, kind of like the ear bunny or bunny rabbit ears. Not a big fan of those. So for now just did these little handlebar end. I had to cut because that's another thing. The grips are really bad. Just cheap rubber, so I'm going to upgrade those to some nicer ones. But what I did is you can kind of see, just kind of cut that out, and these insert into the handlebar, then you tighten. Pretty nice. And of course I've got my handy phone mount here. This rotates too, but it doesn't block my speedo. So anyhow, today we're going to do the exhaust just for a little better sound when you're riding. Obviously you want people to be able to hear you. It'll look a little bit nicer than this cheap one too. This thing's already rusting too, and it's only got a few miles on there, so we'll go ahead and do an update for that. So let's start it up real quick so you can hear it. It's cold right now, so it's probably not going to idle for very long, but let's try anyways. Put the choke on here. Let's see. Nice little speedometer. Make sure this isn't run. You can turn the headlights on if you like. You can kind of hear. That's the factory exhaust. Not too bad. Once you're riding it, it's pretty loud, but I just want a little different sound in there. Alright guys, so let me show you the exhaust I picked up. Again, this is one of those Amazon specials again, but it looks like maybe real carbon fiber. I don't know, we'll see. It's just a little bit nicer. It'll go over here, as you can see. Now, there's no direct bolt on to these. From what I've read on some of the forums and groups, is that you can get the KP Mini, which is a very similar bike, another Honda Grom Clone. But you still have to modify something with the exhaust over here, and it's not a direct bolt-on. So what a lot of people are doing is, see if I can get under here, you cut somewhere over here. So I got to cut this exhaust somewhere over here. That's the catalytic converter right there. So about an inch or two past the catalytic converter, and then you're going to use a mid pipe like this one right here to kind of bolt it on there. And then you can add the exhaust right behind that. So we'll see how it goes. I've seen a couple people do it. This does come with a silencer, by the way, if you don't want it super loud, or a restrictor, flame restrictor, I forget what those are called. And then you've got your little equipment here. You can either hang it from the original one, or there's a couple other spots you can choose from, but I'm going to try to use the original hanger right there. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, it just looks a little bit nicer. Will be a little bit louder when you're out riding, of course. You know, it's already risky, so the more noise you can make, the more people can hear you and make them aware that you're around, the better. But also don't want to be super obnoxious either and annoy the neighbors or anything like that. So if I ever have to use the sound restrictor, flame restrictor, spark restrictor, arrestor, whatever these are called, then you can always put that in there and it'll quiet it down some. So anyways, let's go ahead and make a cut here. I'm going to have to use a saw or my Dremel cutting tool here and cut into this thing and then try to get it in there. By the way, if you're wondering what the difference is between the RPS and the KP Mini and some of the other bikes that are out there and the Honda Grom, this thing was like $1,500 shipped, pretty good deal. The Groms now are like $3,700 plus dealer fees and markups and all that stuff. So I was just, you know, I didn't want to spend all that much. Just a little toy to ride around. campgrounds and some of the other places and around here. So not a huge deal. And if it doesn't work out, it's $1,500, right? But one of the key differences from the old Groms is this is a 150cc motor, in case you didn't know. So a little bit bigger. It's also a 5-speed gearbox. I know some of the newer, I think the Gen 3 Grom now has a 5-speed. They're also fuel injected. This is still carburetor, so that is something I do hope to do in the future, is also upgrade the carb, because with the exhaust and the carb upgrade, you might get an extra horsepower or two out of this thing. Top speed, I haven't fully, pushed this thing because it's still braking, and I don't even have 100 miles on this thing yet. But I've hit 50 something. I've seen several videos of people hitting 60 plus. Some people have hit 70 with doing some, sprocket change in the front or the rear. I'm not gonna do all that, but I would like a little more power on here. I'm a bigger guy, so I need all the power I can get out of this thing. But it rides perfect. I've ridden around here and I've had no issues. When you start going up some steep hills, that's where you'll wish you had a little more power, of course. But I have no plans to ride this on the highway either, so don't need a ton of power, just to scoot around and have a little fun. So anyhow, let's get to it. So let me get under here. So as you can see, there's your catalytic converter. Some people will cut here and add another extension to the mid pipe. So they might put the mid pipe here and then get another pipe in between this and the exhaust. I've seen one setup like that. I'm gonna start with cutting here, which is about 1.5 inches, 2 inches past the cat itself. You can always gut this out if you want. Of course, check your local laws to make sure you're not breaking any rules or laws with emissions. But if, I don't want it to be super loud right off the bat, so I'm gonna start here, make the cut right here. There is a hanger right there, so I'm wondering if it's better to go a little further past that, where the exhaust hanger is. I don't know if you can see in there. I can always cut down more once you make that cut. I do have a welder, but I don't want to be welding anything, so I might start back here and see if the exhaust will bolt on directly without the mid pipe. The problem is you have to get a different bracket to clamp it on, because it comes with the spring mechanism where it holds it in place. So let's see, I'm gonna start over here, cut right where the old muffler goes, and then try to build it from there, see what it looks like. All right, I'm gonna start with the Dremel, and don't forget to wear your safety glasses. Sorry, I'm like laying down here. I'm thinking I want to cut like right here. It's not gonna be perfect, but then I can sand this thing down. Actually, maybe I'll start with the sawzall, because it doesn't look like I can get a really good angle in here. Maybe if I do this way. But yeah, this disc is not, I don't have a disc wheel big enough on that one. So let me try it with the sawzall real quick. All right, this is gonna be really loud and make a lot of noise. Again, wear your eye protection and hearing protection. Here we go. I'm gonna take this off the hanger, try to bend the exhaust, because my wheel is like worn down, so I can't get all the way in there, so I may have to bend this down a little bit. All right, so not too bad. Scuffed it up there a few areas, but everything else is good. Pipe is good, so let's see how we can get this bad boy on here now. If it's too long, I may still have to cut before the hanger over here. It does come with a few brackets and pieces, so it's not a big deal, but I wanted to start here, see if we can make it work, so we'll see. All right, so this will be fun without that puller tool. I don't think these little needle nose are gonna work. I have to go to the store. That's the only needle nose pliers. I had a really good set. But yeah, this is not gonna stretch, no way. So let me find something, because normally, like I said, there's like a little T where you hook the T into here, and pull it onto that other one. I don't have anything like that. All right, so that did help a little bit. As you can see, I made those relief cuts right there. So I was able to open up the mouth a little bit and get that exhaust a little further in. Now, we still have a little challenge where this bracket goes. Maybe if I do it in the front, it might work better. So I don't have to push towards the back. I just don't want it to stick out too far out, but I think that might work right there. So let me try that real quick, see what it looks like. I think that's a pretty good angle right there. And we just gotta tighten this stuff up and we're in business. We are good to go. Looks pretty good. We'll see what she sounds like. Maybe I'm probably gonna have a little exhaust leak right there. Like I said, I gotta get that other bracket. That'll help quiet some of that, but I'm not super worried about it. So, all right, let's check it out. All right, here we go. First sound check of the Amazon exhaust. Turn the choke off.